Welcome to the Cell Soul Source podcast. This is for service-based women who are unavailable for burnout, ready to consistently sell their life's work and create more money in a business that supports your body, your family, and your divine purpose. I'm an Akashic Records mentor, and I help you serve from capacity and sell from your sovereignty by rewriting what your body believes about power, receiving, money, and being seen, so you can become a prosperous woman, rich in time, energy, magic, and money. The need to immediately reciprocate is one of the most subtle patterns that leads to burnout, and most service-based women have absolutely no idea it's even happening. And because they don't know it's happening, they keep doing it. They keep giving more of their time, their energy, their capacity until they collapse. They take some kind of break, promise themselves that they will never do that to themselves again, go back to work, and then repeat the whole cycle again. So in this episode, I'm going to share with you how it shows up so you can recognize it, why it causes burnout, and what happens to your income and impact once you rewrite this pattern. So first of all, how to recognize it. At the most innocent level, this is the I like your hair, gee thanks, I like your shirt scenario. You are unable to accept the compliment without giving a compliment in return. And you might think, oh, I'm just being polite or I'm just being kind. But here's what's happening in your body. The moment you receive the compliment, there's some kind of discomfort. There's some kind of internal tension. There's an urgency to balance this energy out. There's an urgency to find what's called homeostasis. Your body is self-regulating to try and maintain internal stability while it adjusts to the changing external conditions. Your body needs to give something back to find that internal stability again so that it feels okay. And it kind of feels like a hot potato. The energy comes towards you and you're like, oh, got to get rid of it. But it seems innocent. At home, this looks like your spouse bringing you a gift home. So Jason used to bring me a slice of cake, for example. And I would immediately feel like I owed him something in return. That I would have to, make an extra effort with dinner, or I would have to jump up and make him a cup of tea, because there was that internal urgency, a fear that if I didn't give something back, he would think I was ungrateful, or I would owe him something, or I was somehow a bad person. Now let's take that into your business. If you are offered an opportunity, say to be a guest on a podcast or a speaker or teach in someone's mastermind or membership or class, or even when you get a new client, instead of being able to graciously accept, your body needs to give something back. That fear that if you don't give something in return, they'll think you are ungrateful, or they'll judge you, or you'll owe them something, or even that they'll leave. So you offer something in return. Maybe that they guest on your podcast, or they teach in your mastermind. Or if it's a new client, you feel like you need to give them a little something extra. Oh, I don't normally do this, but I'll give you an extra call or I'll email you something. And in that moment, you just created an obligation for yourself. And this causes burnout because you never fully receive the inflow of life force energy that is coming towards you. Whether that's in the form of compliments or love or money or opportunities or miracles, your body is not in a state to receive it, accept it, allow it, appreciate it, move it, transform it. So you immediately give it away. But here's what happens. The next time somebody offers you something, your body is still in the same state. unable to receive it, so you give out again and again and again until you're giving so much that there is nothing left for you. And you end up being overwhelmed, having agreed to do more than is humanly possible. Until you can't take it anymore, you take some kind of break, you look back, you think, man, I really was pushing myself too hard. You promise yourself you'll never get into that place again, and then you do it again. That's the loop. That's the burnout. You try all sorts of things to get yourself out of this cycle. And in your business, you end up doing things that aren't aligned for you. They don't amplify the work that you're doing. You take on guests or clients or opportunities that aren't a good fit. And they're the ones that always turn out to be the ones you regret or you resent having to deliver on. They take up the most time, the most energy. You can see how this would drain your time and energy, because a large part of your day is taken up doing the wrong things, leaving very little space and time for the right things, the things that move your business forward, the things that excite you and expand you and delight you. There's no space for surprises. There's no time for play or creativity or inspiration. So what's really happening here is this is a body that doesn't know how to receive unconditionally. You know maybe how to transact a this for that transaction. And you might know how to give in order to get, but for some reason your body doesn't feel comfortable receiving with no strings attached. So these are the kinds of beliefs that we find and rewrite in the Akashic records. Because this one tends to go something like, if I receive without giving, then I'm taking. And taking is selfish, and selfish people are bad, and I don't want to be a bad person. So your body has to give something back to prove that you're not selfish, to prove that you're actually a good girl. So as soon as you pour in, your body pours out. Your body has a capacity that it's comfortable with, and anything over that, it just gets rid of. It's that whole image when you see a cup, when you pour water in and it starts to overflow, when what you really want is a bigger cup. If you receive more than your capacity can hold, your body will automatically create a reason to get rid of it. So you might want overflow, more money than you know what to do with. It's on your vision board. You're adding more zeros to the end because somebody said dream bigger. But if your body is caught in this loop, every time you receive money, clients, love, miracles, opportunities, attention, that is over the capacity it's comfortable with, it'll automatically create a way to get rid of it. It'll create a fight with a loved one so that you can lose some love. You'll get a new client, but you'll lose an old one, so you go back to your baseline. You'll receive more money, but also an unexpected expense. Because your body is protecting you from having more than you believe you have capacity for. So this was a really common pattern for me until I discovered what it was and why I was doing it. My body was so used to scarcity and lack that it believed overflow would overwhelm me. So even in the clinic, a client would refer somebody to me, and I would feel compelled to give them even more value in their sessions. I was exhausted. I was giving away so much that I had nothing left for myself. Until I realized what was going on. Every time I received something, I was immediately giving it away. So I went in the Akashic records, found the belief, if I receive without giving, then I'm taking, and that makes me bad. I rewrote that in the Akashic records. And what that really means is now when I receive something, I can really appreciate it. Because what was happening before was, as I was receiving, say, a compliment or a gift, as I was receiving it, I was already in the future where I was already repaying them for the favor. So I wasn't in the present. I wasn't able to receive that life force energy. I wasn't able to take it into my body because I wasn't in the present. I was already in some time in the future. And if I wasn't in the future, I certainly wasn't in my body. I was all up in my head going, oh my God, now I owe them something. I'm going to have to figure out a way to repay this. So I wasn't fully present. I wasn't in my body. I wasn't able to appreciate the gift or the love or the kindness that somebody was trying to show me because I was all up in my head. And it looked like I was ungrateful. I used to have a weird facial expression. It looked like I was ungrateful, but it wasn't. I used to beat myself up thinking, what is wrong with you? Why can't you just appreciate what people give you? And it was because my body felt so uncomfortable receiving. It didn't know how to do it. It didn't know where to put that life force energy. So when I rewrote it, it meant that I could stay present in the moment. I could absorb all that lusciousness that this person was trying to give me. I could use that life force energy to expand my capacity so that I could hold even more and more and more. And I thought it would make me selfish, but what it did was make me more gracious, more appreciative, more grateful. Because I could stay in that moment and look someone in the eye, be fully present and go, oh my God, thank you so much. So you end up being able to be more kind, more magnetic. So some of the beliefs that you'll uncover underneath this pattern are things like, I need to get approval first to know that I'm allowed to receive the thing. So you end up waiting for approval before you give yourself the thing. Sometimes there's a feeling of guilt for wanting more. You shouldn't want more. You're not allowed to want more. People like us only have just enough. Then you have to collapse the loop in your daily life. And this is where most people fall short. They go, they have Akashic record readings. They think, oh, wow, that's interesting. They get a really great piece of information, but it doesn't have a material change in their lives because they just go back to normal behaviors without knowing how to identify the thresholds that actually allow you to change your reality. These are the moments that take it from being, oh, wow, that's interesting information, to, holy cow, my life is different. So a threshold is that moment when somebody offers you something, so a compliment, a gift, an opportunity, a new client, whatever it is. And in that moment, your body feels the urge to give something back. That's the threshold. But you have to be able to identify what these are. You are getting tens, probably not hundreds every day, but certainly tens. Every single day, you're getting these opportunities. And that's when you practice choosing differently. You practice receiving without giving anything back. And I can tell you, it's going to be uncomfortable. You practice saying, thank you, I appreciate that, without offering anything in return. You practice sitting with the discomfort of that. Your body in that moment, your brain, your nervous system is going to be telling you in that moment, you need to give something back. But because you are aware of this pattern, you are aware of this moment, you are aware that this is exactly when you collapse the loop and rewrite a completely different pattern, You can sit with that discomfort, knowing that you're collapsing the loop. I always say, I do not care if you think you were the highest priestess in all of Atlantis. I don't care about knowing weird and wonderful things in people's Akashic records. None of it matters if you do not master the body that you are currently in. If that information doesn't materially change the life that you are living, the reality that you're in, the challenge that you're currently navigating, I'm not interested. So like I say, when I rewrote that belief, everything changed for me. I could finally receive the compliments without needing to give anything back. I could accept the opportunities without feeling like I owed people something. And then my business felt exciting and it felt fulfilling for the first time in a very long time, because I wasn't wasting my time and energy on things that weren't for me, that weren't aligned, that weren't expanding me. When you collapse the loop, your body is open to receive more life force energy. That's how you expand into more capacity, so you can receive even more. This is how you grow your business, more money, more clients without burning out. Your body realizes it's okay to move that much energy through you instead of constantly trying to get rid of it, deflect it, put the guards up, put the walls up, don't let it in. So here's what I want you to look for this week. I want you to pay attention to when somebody tries to give you something. Maybe they try and help you, or they give you a compliment, or they want to give you a gift, or some kind of opportunity. I want you to notice what happens in your body. Do you feel that immediate urge to give something back? Does it feel uncomfortable if you don't give anything back? Do you hear any language, any internal voices saying, I need to do something for them? How am I going to repay them? I'm going to have to make a mental note of this because now I owe them something. That's a threshold. That's the moment where your body is caught in this reciprocating loop. It needs to immediately reciprocate. This is where the glass ceiling comes from. You are trying to pour into yourself, into your business, but you never feel like you have more energy. You never feel like you go past your current sessions, clients, conversations, income. So this is where you start to practice choosing differently. And obviously, when you're ready to rewrite these kinds of beliefs at the deepest level, then that's what we do inside private mentorship. DM me on Instagram about those options. Otherwise, I look forward to connecting with you on the next podcast. If this episode resonated, make sure you save it and follow for more conversations on burnout, selling, and becoming